Hi and welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. So I have been so bad at vlogging this week that it is Thursday. So I don't even know whether it's right to call this vlog a weekly reading vlog because we are most of the way through the week by now, but I just honestly couldn't this week. I was working 10-hour shifts on Monday and Tuesday, and then I worked an 8.5-hour shift yesterday, and I saw Courtney after work, and I have just been dead, especially after having a bit of time off from my bakery job. Going back and doing 2 10-hour shifts was a lot, and then back in the bookshop for 8.5 hours on Sunday and yesterday, so I've done 4 days, which is a lot for me, after some time off as well. So it has really taken out of me. I haven't been reading that much. I just didn't have the energy or the time to do this. I was getting back after work and literally just watching YouTube videos and reading and having dinner and going to bed because I couldn't really put my energy into anything else. I have been really tired, but I'm finally feeling a little bit more refreshed today, and I thought I would just update you on how the week has been so far. And I'm just going to carry on and do a normal vlog from today until Sunday, and then restart on Monday, hopefully with a better weekly reading vlog from Monday. But anyway, let's delve in with my updates from so far this week. I'm going to do a little book haul with you, and then I'm going to do an update on what I'm currently reading. So first I'll go through the books that I bought or have received so far this week. So first we have this copy of Emperor the Vampire, the beautiful black sprayed edge signed Waterstones edition, which is absolutely gorgeous. And this is part of the reason why, there's the signature, part of the reason why I have given away my proof copy, because I knew I would be getting a finished copy from Waterstones. I have seen the finished hardbacks and they are absolutely beautiful with all of the illustrations and these sections out for the different books and things, and it is absolutely beautiful as an actual thing, and I'm very glad that I have one. Look at this under the dust jacket. It is so pretty. So yeah, I'm very glad that I have this. Courtney, we had them delivered together, so she actually dropped this over on Sunday, but I wasn't here until yesterday, so I didn't see it. Love this spine as well. It is such a beautiful thing to have. I also love the attention to detail in the fact that they've designed the sticker to be like the book itself, so I'm going to be keeping that sticker on because I love that attention to detail. It's not something you see very often. I think they did it with Heartstopper or with another Alice Oseman book before, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe like Nick and Charlie or something, but I don't see it very often from Waterstones, so it is really nice. And yeah, I'm glad I have an edition. I do want an edition because I feel like this is a book that I will possibly reread in the far off future when my reading taste may have changed or adapted a bit. So I'm glad to have that, even though I didn't enjoy the book that much. I have actually traded my proof copy for something which is very exciting with somebody who I've become fast friends with, and she really wanted a proof, so we are both getting very exciting things out of that. I would never ever sell a proof, and I did have offers for it from random people, but I do sometimes trade special editions and stuff, and I'm very excited for this one, but I'll let you know what I traded it for when it arrives. But anyway, onto the other books. I finally bought myself the anniversary editions of Divergent, Insurgent and Allegiant. I have had a box set of these for a while and they just were a bit naff, and I didn't really like them, and the box really stuck out on my shelves, and I had a copy of 4 as well, which I just felt like I didn't need, although they do have a copy of 4 in these editions as well that matches, which is really pretty, and I just really like these editions. And I thought, as I am keeping copies of Divergent for now, at least I would like these pretty editions, and I just really like them. But ever since they've come out, I've not seen a full set with one that wasn't damaged. I've seen full sets, but one of them's been damaged, so I bought this while I could. I also got a discount on it through work, and I had £10 on my card, so I got these for very cheap, like £2 for all of them, so this was a very nice purchase, and they look really nice on my shelves next to the Hunger Games and some other series that are up there with these colourful spines. And then yesterday I picked up the Tea Dragon Festival and the Tea Dragon Tapestry. These books are a lot bigger than I expected them to be. I do have the first book on its way, but I couldn't get that one through work because it's actually out of print now. So I ordered these two, and I'm very excited to start this series. I've heard really good things about it. I don't actually know really what it's about, and I don't want to have a look at the back because these are the second and third books. I'm waiting on the first, but it is about a world of tea dragons, and it is these end papers. I'm sorry, they're so pretty. They're like little teacups and little bags. And this book is just so beautiful. So these are graphic novels, and I've heard nothing but good things about these. The artwork is just absolutely stunning, and the colours are really beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to reading these. I also heard that this one especially, I think Booksnest included this in her video of books to read in the upcoming kind of months in that transition from summer to fall, so I might actually try and read these fairly soon. That's the end papers for the Tea Dragon Tapestry, and I think this one especially is kind of set in that kind of time from summer to fall, because this one looks very autumnal, and I absolutely love the artwork so much, and hopefully I'll get to read these ones fairly soon when the first one actually arrives, and then I can dive into these. So I think that's all of the books that I've got so far this week. I don't know if there will be any more, but we will see. I am at work on Saturday at the bookshop. But anyway, let's dive into what I have currently, well, what I've been reading and I'm currently reading. So first, I just wanted to talk about this book because I finished this one on Sunday night after I finished last week's weekly reading vlog, and I thought I wanted to come on here this week and talk a little bit about the rest of this book. So when I finished my vlog on Sunday morning, I probably had like maybe that much left. So not that much, and I did finish it on Sunday evening, but oh my god, this book just got darker and darker and darker. The first kind of 100 pages or so were quite contemporary-like, and even just had some romance. However, it got really dark. There's a lot of content trigger warnings for this because a lot of stuff happened that, not that I didn't expect, because it is a thriller, it is a psychological thriller, and it definitely does live up to that, but there was a lot of dark stuff in here, and it kind of did take me aback a bit. It did genuinely shock me and scare me a little bit, and I was glad that Mark was actually around when I finished it, so I wasn't on my own, because I did spend that night on my own. So I'm glad that he was there because it did actually creep me out a little bit, and I actually kind of love it, because it does do justice to the writing and to the audiobook. The audiobook I cannot recommend enough. It had a full cast and it was amazing, and there was something in there that's hard to explain, but a character doesn't come in as a narrator until very late in the story, and when that character came in, it was so chilling to hear their voice. Actually really shocked me, and I was driving and I was like, oh crap. Shit's getting real. Like, it really spooked me to have that full cast of characters and that narrator suddenly come in quite late in the story. But yeah, I wouldn't go into this lightly. I would definitely consider the content warnings, which I'm sure I'm going to put in my review and will be out online, but there is graphic stuff in here, like attempted murder, just general murder, people being held captive, like things like that. I would just be on the lookout for, and it just gets darker as the book goes on. However, I did really like it. I was a little bit spooked by it. There was some things that I didn't like, but I did really enjoy this book. It's probably going to be a 4-star. I still haven't done my review because I've purposely been letting this sit with me because I didn't know how I felt, and I felt like it needed to kind of sink in before I wrote my review. So I think it's going to be a 4-star. I did really like it, and there was a lot that I loved about it, and it was very gripping. I loved the audiobook, but it is a bit too much in some ways for me. It's an odd one, but yeah, if you are thinking about reading this, I would highly recommend it, but don't go into it lightly. So I also started Northanger Abbey because I finished She's Too Pretty to Burn on audio. I needed a new one, so I started this one yesterday because I want to read the Jane Austen books throughout the autumn season. So I did actually pick up this one. It is fairly short. I think the audiobook is only about 10 hours long, and I listened to around 75 pages of it yesterday, just driving to and from work, and I'm really liking this one so far. I really like, so this one follows Catherine, who goes to Bath. I feel like a lot of the Jane Austen books are set in and around Bath. And she goes to live in Bath and kind of attracts the attentions of some men that are in Bath at this pump house that they go around. And already I'm really enjoying this, and I'm really enjoying the discussions that we're having and the kind of adventures that we're having with Catherine, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this one goes, and I'm really liking listening to these on audiobook. And then my main read is actually Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer. I think I've been reading this since the weekend-ish, like maybe Sunday, Monday? I can't actually remember, but I'm getting through it. I think I will finish this. If not today, I'll probably finish it early tomorrow. And I am enjoying this one quite a lot. It is in a lot of ways very typical YA fantasy, but it has some really interesting twists and turns in it that are not expected. And it does give a bit of a deep dive into mental health and how society can affect you depending on the position that you're in. So this one is from the point of view of a kind of regular citizen who is trying to fight back against what she believes is going on in the royal palace, and what they are kind of doing to the lands. And then it also follows one of the prince, basically. And it's really interesting, and there's already been some stuff in here that kind of shocked me and I didn't really expect from YA fantasy, and there is a lot that feels quite typical, but then it does also shock you as well, which I really like. It is kind of about like a plague, where people can't get medicine when they are poor because they have to pay extra to have extra medicine, which is really interesting, especially with everything that has been going on in the world. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I don't think it'll be a 5-star, but I think it'll probably be a 4-star, but I'm really enjoying the writing. It's so easy to read and so quick, as is traditional with Bridget Kemmerer's writing, I have found. Yeah, and I really like the characters as well, and the kind of simmering romance that is suggested throughout the book. So I'm going to be carrying on reading this one over the vlog, and then I will be picking up a new book, which I think I know what I'm going to read next, but we will see. I will show you over the next couple of days. But yeah, that is what I'm reading at the moment, is Defy the Night and Northanger Abbey on audiobook. So I'm going to go, after rambling and catching you up on this week so far. I am going to leave you be, and I will update you soon. Hi, it is Friday evening. I thought I would just give you a quick update before I lose the light. I have actually finished a book today. I finished Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer. I had about 120 pages of this left this morning, and I've read lots of it and really enjoyed this one. A lot more than I expected in some ways. It started off as kind of a typical YA, felt quite predictable fantasy. However, there was immediately events that surprised me. It kept me gripped all the way through. I wasn't quite sure what was going on, like whether certain things would happen or whether it would all end happily. I never knew quite what to expect, which I really like in a book. It kept me on my toes. Really liked the characters and the whole premise of this story kind of being the poor against the rich, where the rich were kind of holding back medicine to help people with this virus that was going around. But it also I felt was okay reading it during a pandemic, because of it being such a fantasy world. Although there is some very sad events that happen, I felt enough of a disconnect from what's going on in our world and the real world right now, to not be affected too much by this, although it was very sad. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. The writing, it's reminded me how much I love Bridget Kemmer's writing, and it's made me really want to start my reread of A Curse So Dark and Lonely and finish that series finally, because I feel like she does this kind of political fantasy that is very easy to read, and it has a very contemporary feeling to the writing because she also writes contemporary books, and I really like that. I found it really easy to read, really entertaining, really fun, and I really liked the romance that was in here. It was so cute. I was really rooting for them, really liked the characters, and also had an interesting underlying story about mental health and how being a royal figure can affect you and affect your mental health and put a lot of pressure on you, which is again something I really didn't expect to have from this book, and reminded me a lot of like what Sarah J Maas writes, and The Storm Crow, which also introduced depression. So I really like how that didn't shy away from the kind of pressures on royalty, and thought that was really interesting. So overall I think this is going to be a 4 or 4.5 stars because I did really enjoy it. I think it might be a 4.5 stars because although it wasn't like mind-blowing, which is why I'm not giving it 5 stars, it's not like a new favourite, I did really enjoy it, and there's not much that I can pinpoint that was wrong with it because it was just a really fun ride. So I have also read a little bit more of Northanger Abbey, which I'm really enjoying, and I feel like we're really getting into the point of the book where it's very gothic and kind of spooky, which I really like, and I was listening to it while I was running this morning. I honestly think it might be my favourite Jane Austen book so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's also made me want to listen to Persuasion on audio because I read Persuasion in a physical format earlier in the year, I think in February. And I've never listened to the audiobook, so I think I might listen to the audiobook alongside all the other Jane Austens that I'm currently listening to throughout autumn to try and see how I feel with rereading it and having the audiobook to listen to, because I am really enjoying the audiobook of Northanger Abbey, and I think it's definitely the one I've kind of connected to most so far, and I'm really enjoying it. Really like the abbey that we're now in, and it feels very autumnal and a little bit spooky undertones, definitely gothic, which is perfect for the autumn season. So I think the next book that I'm going to read is Hurricane Child by Case and Callender. I'm very excited to read this one. I've read Felix Ever After by Case and Callender and I absolutely loved it, and I've heard really good things about their middle grade writing. I think Gavin has read from How to Train Your Gavin, has read the other middle grade, which I can't remember the name of, but it's Dragonflies. King and the Dragonflies? Yeah. I think Gavin read that one and really liked it, and I think Gavin may have read this one as well, but I'm not sure. But I feel like it is be a nice break from reading fantasy, like YA adult stuff, to take a break and read middle grade, and also help me get on top of my TBR a little bit because I still have 5 books that I want to read in September. So I thought I would actually take this opportunity to go through my list of readathons, because this is something I haven't been even keeping track of myself, which is why I haven't really been telling you guys what I've read and for what readathon. So I thought I would give you a bit of an update because I wrote it all in my planner in the September budget bit and crossed it out and put books. so far I'm taking part in 3 readathons. Well, I say 3, 2 readathons and my TBR game. And from the TBR game I got 5 books, from Bookoplathon I got 5 books, and from the Magical Readathon I have 7 books. However, there is a lot of crossover, so I thought I would give you a little bit of a update on where I am with those. So I've read Emperor of the Vampire, which I've been reading for my TBR game and for Magical Readathon, and I've read that one. The Quick, which I read for my TBR game and Magical Readathon. Defy the Night I think was just Magical Readathon and I've read that one. She's Too Pretty to Burn was on my Bookoplathon TBR and my Magical Readathon TBR, which I've read as well. Kiki's Delivery Service was on my Bookoplathon TBR and I've read that one as well. Sense and Sensibility is on my Bookoplathon TBR, and I think just my Bookoplathon one, yeah, and I've read that as well. What else have I read? I think that's all of the books I have read so far that is on my TBR for the month. However, my ones that are still yet to read, Hurricane Child is on just my TBR game TBR, which is my next read. We also have Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is on my Magical Readathon TBR as well as my TBR game. A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour, which is on my Magical Readathon and TBR game TBR. This Poison Heart, which is on my Bookoplathon TBR. And The Death Cure, which is on my Bookoplathon TBR as well. And on the Magical Readathon, I also have Of Curses and Kisses, which is just for the Magical Readathon. So yeah, I've got Of Curses and Kisses, Beautifully Foolish Endeavour, Once Upon a Broken Heart, Hurricane Child, and The Death Cure, I think, left to read in the month, which I hope is not too much. I do have a couple of days off in the next week, so I'm hoping I will be able to smash this one in the next few days and move on to something else. Think I might pick up Once Upon a Broken Heart next, and me and Alex are going to read this Poison Heart together next week as a buddy read. But I do want to get to Once Upon a Broken Heart before the book comes out on the 30th, obviously, which I will do either way. But I want to get to that one soon, and I think it's going to be a quick read, hopefully. But anyway, the last update I have is my copy of the Tea Dragon Society arrived today, which is very exciting because I now have all of them ready to read, and I have put this on my autumn TBR as well, so I'm hoping to read this series fairly soon. And it also means I can finally have a little synopsis for these books, because I've just been looking at the other two without having the first one and not wanting to read the synopsis and spoil myself. But apparently this one's a charming fairy tale about Greta, who is an adventurous blacksmith apprentice, and the people she meets as she becomes intertwined in the enchanting world of tea dragons. She discovers a lost tea dragon at a marketplace and learns about the dying art form of tea dragon caretaking from the kind tea shop owners. Then she befriends them and their shy ward, Minette, and she sees how the craft enriches their lives and eventually her own. And then the story obviously carries on in the Tea Dragon Festival and the Tea Dragon Tapestry. So I'm very glad I finally have this one, so I can hopefully read these ones very soon. I also noticed flicking through this that it has sections for different seasons, and the headings are absolutely adorable, and I'm very looking forward to reading the autumn one in autumn. How cute is that? So yeah, I'm very excited for that. I'm gonna head off. I do have work tomorrow, and then I have a talk by Al McNichol which I'm attending online, which I'm very excited for. But hopefully in between those things I will be able to update you and do some reading tomorrow as well. Hi, it is Saturday evening and I am actually just about to join a talk from Al McNichol, which is very exciting and hopefully will be really good, and it's about neurodiversity in publishing, I believe. And I'm very excited to listen to that very soon. I have been at work today, it's been quite busy, but I'm home now and I have a reading evening ahead of me, evening of reading, hopefully after this talk, and I am currently reading Hurricane Child by Case and Calendar. I started this one last night and I'm about 40 pages in, almost 40 pages in, and I'm really enjoying the writing so far. I can't say much about this because I feel like I haven't read enough to form a proper opinion, but this one is following Caroline, who is, I think she's 12 and she was born in a hurricane, and she's trying to find her mother who basically left her and her father. So that's the story that I know so far, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. I really like the writing. I'm finding this very easy to read. It is a middle grade book, I believe, so it is easier and it's a nice break from what I've been reading, but I am looking forward to reading more of this and hopefully getting it finished over the next few days as I have tomorrow off. I also finished, on the way home from work, on audio, I finished Northanger Abbey, which I really enjoyed. I feel like I did lose it a little bit at the end, but I have been really enjoying this one and I think it might possibly be my favourite Austen so far. I am going to reread Persuasion on audio because I read that in physical format, but I really liked this one. I really liked the characters, I really liked the setting. There was a period that was actually set in Northanger Abbey that felt very gothic, which I really liked, and it felt very autumnal, which I also really liked. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. If you are looking for probably something to get you into Austen, because it is a shorter one, I would highly recommend it. And I really, really loved the audiobook that I listened to. It had this beautiful music at the start of every chapter just to introduce the chapter, and it really really liked that music by the end of it. It was really sweet and really well done, and the narrator was really good. I can't remember who did the audiobook, but it was on script and I really liked it. So I would highly recommend this one. Looking forward to reading more Jane Austen books. I don't have many left. I think I only have Pride and Prejudice and Mansfield Park, which I might read soon, but we will see. I've got to decide my next audiobook read overnight because I want to start a new one in the morning, but we will see. I also got a proof copy at work today, and that is Midnight in Everwood by M.A. Cusnier, and I have heard such good things about this book. Thank you so much to the publisher, which is HU, which is HarperCollins. Thank you very, very much for this proof copy. I'm very excited to read this. I heard so many good things about it when the hardback proofs went out last year. So I'm very excited to receive one of these beautiful paperback proofs. It's not quite as pretty as the hardback ones, but I will take it. I do really like it still. I have an independent bookshop edition of this pre-ordered, which I'm very excited for, and this one is a Nutcracker retelling, and I've heard such good things about it, so I would like to get to this one in the colder months, so I'll probably save this one for winter, but I'm very much looking forward to reading it, so thank you to HarperCollins for sending this one my way. So I am going to go now and listen to that talk by Elle McNichol, which is very exciting, and settle down for the evening, but I will hopefully do more reading this evening and over the course of tomorrow, as I actually have a Sunday off, which is really, really nice, and I'm excited. Hopefully get some more reading done, and I'm going to go for a run in the morning, so I need to start a new audiobook then, probably. So I need to decide that, so I'm going to go and try and pick an audiobook. Welcome to Sunday. It is a lovely bright sunny day now, but when I went out for a run early this morning it rained on me for half an hour of my run, but it's a beautiful day. It's really sunny and bright out there, although I honestly don't mind running in the rain, and I actually quite liked it and it made me feel very autumnal. But anyway, I actually started a new audiobook while I was running, which I had to decide which one to go for, and I actually picked up Jay's Gay Agenda. This is one I've heard a lot of things about, but I've heard very mixed things about, and I think it is probably going to be a mixed one for me as well. I am really enjoying it so far. I picked this one up a couple of weeks ago because I absolutely love this hardback edition and I couldn't resist it, especially because this purple is absolutely gorgeous, and I just thought, well, what if I actually like it a lot more than I expect to, and I just really, really want this edition, but I really don't know which way this is going to go. I really don't know, because I've heard a lot of people say that Jay is quite annoying as a main character, and I really, really struggle when I dislike a main character, and I feel like it could very easily go that way. There has already been a few comments that have made me just a bit like, oh, I don't like the way you're acting, so we will see where it goes. I don't really know. This is following Jay, who has a gay agenda. He is he loves making lists. He's very organised as a person, and him and his family live in a very small town at the start of this book where he is the only out person in his high school, and then they move to Seattle, and he basically sees this as a great way to tick off his gay agenda. He wants to get a boyfriend, he wants to experience all of the things his heterosexual friends were doing when he was back in the small town that they lived in, and he thinks living in Seattle is going to be great because there is going to be all of these queer people there. I am enjoying this book so far. I have read quite a chunk of it on audio this morning while I was running, and I do have more driving to do today, so I will be listening to more of it today. Absolutely love this cover, love the design of this whole book, but yeah, it could just be a really mixed one and I really don't know where this is gonna go, but I'm excited to carry on reading it and see what happens. I think it's gonna be probably one of those books that I do enjoy but I find problems with it, so it ends up as a kind of middle ground, but we will find out as we go along. So that is the audiobook that I've picked up. I am also still reading Hurricane Child by Case and Calendar. I'm nearly halfway through this at the moment and I'm really enjoying it. Actually, this one sounds like it's going to end up covering sexuality a little bit, which I really like, as the main character is only 12. I feel like this is something we don't really see in middle grade that much, so I think that's going to be really interesting. There has been a few hints so far, and there was a lesbian couple who were, and there was a queer couple that were kind of discussed in this book, so I think this could be a really interesting one to see where it goes. I am hoping to finish this today because it is a very short one, but I haven't managed to get any physical reading done so far, and me and Mark are actually going out for a date tonight, so I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done, but I do have some time before then, so hopefully I will pick this one up. I have also put my tabs in This Poison Heart for tomorrow because me and Alex are going to be buddy reading this one for tomorrow. The only reason I really included this in this video, well, this clip, is because look at how all these covers kind of match, even though they're really different books. They're all very like green and luscious on the covers, and I just had them together on my bed and I was like, I felt like I should put this somewhere because they kind of all match. But yeah, I am going to hopefully do some reading. I've been editing a video and I have a video to film in a minute, and hopefully I'll get some reading done as well before I leave later today, and I will update you again because I know I haven't had the best vlogging week, and you guys deserve a little bit more content on the end of this video. So welcome to the end of the video. It is later in the day on Sunday and I've been taking part in reading sprints on Becca's channel for the Bookoplathon, and I actually managed to finish Hurricane Child by Case and Calendar during these sprints, and I really enjoyed this. I feel like for a middle grade this one tackles some really interesting deep topics, important topics surrounding sexuality and surrounding parents who have kind of split up and a mom that is no longer around, and I felt like that was really interesting to read about. Also talks a little bit about religion, and yeah, I really enjoyed this. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star, probably a 4-star. I definitely didn't enjoy it as much as Felix Ever After by the same author, but I think that is only because this isn't I'm not the intended audience for this book, whereas I kind of more am for Felix Ever After, so I think that's probably why I didn't enjoy this one quite as much, as the girl in this is 12 years old, but I would definitely recommend this one to younger readers, and I did really enjoy it, especially those younger readers who are kind of questioning their sexuality, because it did discuss that a little bit, which I thought was really important. So that is another book knocked off my TBR for all of the readathons that I'm doing this month. So I thought before I go I should just do a little update of how I am doing with those readathons, or what my plans are to read next, etc. So let's go through my list again as I did with you guys the other day. So at the moment I'll go through this in a different way. So for my TBR game I have 5 books and I have read 3 of them and 2 of them are still on my TBR. So I've got Emperor of the Vampire, which is read, The Quick, which I've read, Hurricane Child, which I just finished, and then we have Once Upon a Broken Heart and A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour still on my TBR. And then we have 5 books for the Bookoplathon, 4 of which I've read and 1 of which I haven't read, or 3 again. 3 I've read and 2 I haven't. So I've read She's Too Pretty to Burn, I've read Kiki's Delivery Service and Sense and Sensibility, but I still have The Death Cure and I still have This Poison Heart on my TBR for Bookoplathon. And then for the Magical Readathon there is 7 books that I need to read, and I have read 4 of them and still have 3 of them on my TBR. So I've read Defy the Night, The Quick, Emperor of the Vampire and She's Too Pretty to Burn, and I have Beautifully Foolish Endeavour, Once Upon a Broken Heart and of Curses and Kisses still to read, so hopefully I will be able to do that. Feel free to carry on following me in these weekly vlogs to find out whether I can succeed, because I have 2 weeks remaining, or less than 2 weeks remaining, so hopefully I will be able to do that over the next 2 vlogs, which is exciting. So there is still 5 books that I need to read this month, I believe, and now I've started Jay's Get Agenda on audiobook. I would have loved to have picked up an audiobook that was on one of those TBRs, but they're just not on script. I did double check this morning that none have been put on there, but obviously because Once Upon a Broken Heart isn't out yet as well, then that's not on script. But I actually think because of that I am going to pick this one up next alongside This Poison Heart, but because I'm doing this one as a buddy read, I want to have another book alongside it that I just dip in and out of alongside that. So I'm going to pick up this one, which I hope I'm going to get through really quickly. It is just over 400 pages, it's 402 pages, but I definitely did get through Caraval quite quickly, and I find those books quite easy to read, so I'm hoping this one will also be really easy to read, and I would like to be able to read it quite far before the release date, or at least like a week before or whatever, to get my review up and think about the book and everything before it comes out and I post a review and things like that, and then move on to the other books on my TBR. So I'll be starting This Poison Heart and Once Upon a Broken Heart in the next few days over on the next weekly reading vlog, which I hope you will join me for. I hope this one has been enjoyable. I am aware that it's probably a shorter one than I usually do because I missed the first 3 days in the week. I promise that won't happen in the next weekly reading vlog, as I am only working one day, which is Monday, and then I can dive straight into my weekly reading vlog, so hopefully that will not happen. But thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please give it a like, comment down below, especially if you've read any of the books that I've read in this vlog, or you're taking part in any of these readathons, and subscribe to the channel to see more weekly reading vlogs and other discussions, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.